Pittsburgh for the Flying Disc Open. I'm Ian Anderson, joined by Philo Brathwaite.
Albatross spreads his wings.
There he is. We're about an hour outside Pittsburgh, something like that.
Yeah, 40 minutes.
Yeah, out at Moraine Lake State Park, or just Moraine State Park. It is beautiful out there, Philo.
It's a gorgeous place to be.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic course. Got a great mix of holes. It's going to challenge all your skills. And going to challenge one on hole one, Philo.
Yeah, starting off the course with a pretty fair par 3. A lot of space to the left. Gets tight on the right. Obviously, basket's sitting over here on the right side of the green. You can get there with a mid-range if you throw it super fast, but most guys are probably going to take a driver and throw something a little slidey and just give it some space to the left.
Yeah, Brad's going on a driver here. He's got a Proto Zeus, a.k.a. Kong.
I burned that one over a little early there. First throw of the day, 8:30 a.m. start.
It was an early one, wasn't it, Philo?
Early day for a pro start, that's for sure.
What are you ripping right here, Philo?
I am throwing my Millennium Falcon. Hopefully we'll have a custom run of those coming out real soon, and that thing can move.
Dude, look at that thing.
Yeah, not a lot of effort to get some speed on the disc.
Yeah, and a nice little tree kick, and you are parked, sir. It's a great way to start your tourney.
Yeah, I was kind of planning on the little bounce off the tree, actually.
Dig it. Jordan going with a volt off the tee, a fairway driver.
I kind of hate that thing right there.
Yeah.
I don't really know if it's necessary.
There's a couple trees. I want to cut down like 10 trees out here.
For sure.
Yeah, and then it would just be perfect.
That happens when you play in the woods.
It does, doesn't it?
I want to cut all these down.
All the ones you hit.
Oh, yeah.
Nathan Queen with a leopard there.
Yeah, he sawed that one off a little bit. Said he wanted to make sure he kept it on hyzer and just floated it a bit.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's definitely the better finish for him. You can have a putt. These woods are pretty sparse on the right here. On the left, it's pretty dense. Brad just laying it for the hopeful par after Jordan did.
Yeah, early start. Not quite enough speed to get over there. Circle's edge putt to save par.
Yeah, hopefully he's not going to regret that upshot. There is Nathan. Long bid for the 2.
Safe run.
Yeah. And Brad.
Ooh, little tickle dance on the rim, drops in, saves par, move on to hole 2.
There we go.
No damage. He's telling himself the same thing.
That's the cat that ate the canary look right there.
There you go.
Got away with one. Jordan hoping to get away with one as well.
And the hand never rose to the chains.
Yeah.
So no par for Jordan. Scrape up his bogey, move on to hole 2.
Yeah. That was very un-Jordan. He is a fantastic putter.
I'm sure we'll see some good ones today.
I bet. And looks like Nathan will come along and clean up a par. And eventually they're going to let you putt, Philo. You put it too close.
No, I wouldn't get all carried away like that. And just a good shot. And these guys are handling their stuff.
I think it's kind of a nice starting hole. It's really fair. There's nothing really super annoying in the
Fluky about
fairway.
it, right,
yeah,
exactly.
It's reachable.
There's plenty of space to make the disc work.
Mm-hmm. But it is still a challenge. As we're saying, only one person getting the birdie here to start the day.
I'll take the little fortunate tree bounce.
Yeah, buddy. There's that nice little backstop you got right there for that
That's
ante line.
that's kind of what I was planning on. I mean, I want to throw it in there kind of fast. I mean, trying to throw it slow doesn't work.
Ooh, that thing was about 51% in the basket. And it held. Thank goodness. Hole 2. What's our play?
Well, hole 2, there's some options. The smart play is to land at the base of the hill. The camera just passed by there, and there's that OB creek about 2/3 of the way to the basket, maybe 60 feet from the basket or so maybe a little bit more than 2/3 of the way. But yeah, you kind of want to play for placement because the footing and the angles gets really tricky. So the flatter you are on the ground, the better.
You just go rock off the tee?
Yeah, I'm throwing rock, trying to get to the left side of the fairway. Just a little bit too much left. Kind of see I'm a little pinched off there.
Yeah, that one little tree right there.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you have the perfect angle of the basket for that hyzer line. Brad, he is turning over his surge a little bit, but that's a fortunate kick.
Yeah, it kept him in a place where he can hopefully still attack the basket.
You got it. Queen, going with the sidewinder.
Yeah, I like this play for the lefty. I mean, it's kind of strange how the hole looks like it's righty friendly, but it actually kind of lets the lefty kind of throw the disc a bit further.
That's true. They can flex it, can't they?
Yeah, you can actually get further up there and then kind of, scramble his way to a birdie.
Jordan ripping on a trace, and that is going left.
That's kind of why for the righty backhand trying to throw the distance shot, those types of things seem to happen a whole lot more.
Yeah, it's a much tighter line.
It is.
Jordan's second, making pretty good use of where he ended up. That's a great out.
Yeah, and he got across the creek too, so now he's on the safe side, putting at the basket.
That thing has a way of collecting discs. I'm sure he's happy to be on the other side. That was his drift for the record here. Is Brad, second shot.
Just kind of poking and hoping he gets through and doesn't.
And that's collecting in the OB there.
I got the sun in my eyeball here, just trying to fire something up there. And there's where the, the footing, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That's where those things really come into play. Shooting uphill, not easy.
Queen, I believe this is a Mako up here.
Really well executed shot.
I tried the exact same forehand version of that shot, and it did not go so as well as that.
Very well executed by Queen.
Yeah, a really touchy shot. Brad just getting up and down for his 5, it looks like. Jordan has a long birdie bid.
Yeah, he's about 50 out.
Mm-hmm.
Slight death putt if it sails away, and that a way to recover.
That was a great putt. After that putt on 1, too. Cool to see.
You know, that's one of my favorite stats, you know, birdie after bogey.
There you go.
Cleans it right up.
Did it in a big way. Here is you trying to save a par.
Gave it a little height, make sure it got there, and just a little too much.
Had the want on it.
Wanted it.
There's Queen dropping in the bird. That is your 5, and Brad will be taking a 5 as well. That OB Creek.
Yeah, we want to try to avoid the bogey after birdie.
Yeah, that is the one we're trying to avoid. As opposed to the one we're looking for. Look at great hit out of Jordan. He spins these anodes, man. They fly so clean for him. That's perfect.
Dead center.
Gotta love watching that. Nice hit, Jordan. On to 3. I like this one, Philo.
Yeah, this is a great shot. This is right out of my playbook here. Nice little bleedy rock shot. You got some OB Guardians. There's a little OB creek right there, left, short of the basket. You kind of want to slide to the right of that last tree, and then it just nestles right there. Pretty easy to get aggressive on this shot and make a mistake and end up OB.
Mm-hmm. Nathan, he will be ripping on a Rancho Rock.
And he's just going to take those trees right out of play, avoid all of that, kind of get a little skip and finish well inside the circle.
That smart play is not trying to get parked. He's just trying to get a birdie.
Exactly.
As a matrix from Jordan.
Going for that same space over there on the right side of the target.
Oh, coming at Corey.
A little bit hot, circle's edge. But
yeah. That's a scary putt, too, Philo.
Yeah, slight death putt. You got a little bit of space, but not much.
Not much. You going rock as well, Philo?
Absolutely.
Casey or DX?
DX rock. Same exact shot I threw in practice.
You called that one parked right out of your hands.
Yeah.
You weren't wrong, sir.
I felt it.
Force out of Brad. He's going overstable high-speed driver with that flick of his.
That's a nice play as well. Pretty much following Queen's shot.
Yep. That's where the pink discs hang out. Jordan with that death putt for 2.
High in the chains even. That's a sign of confidence right there.
Yeah, that is, isn't it?
Wasn't worried about missing.
Mm-hmm. We'll see the opposite of that in a while. Spoiler. Brad. Oh, good putt.
Solid stroke there from the long-time road warrior Brad Schick. That dude's been around a minute. If you're from the East Coast, you're probably pretty familiar with Brad.
Yeah, he lives in Ohio, I believe.
Yep.
Columbus. Nathan with another good putt. Or not another, that's probably his first good putt, isn't it?
Just a little tap in for the 2 there.
Corey was making the comment that Brad putts like Matt Dollar.
Yeah.
Kind of like a force over Annie putt. Wobbling it in there perfectly.
Yeah, it's interesting. Everybody has their ways of getting it done.
Uh-huh. It looks more or less the same-ish driving, but, man, putting.
I don't even think so with the driving.
You don't think so?
No.
I think it's more like than putting, maybe, though.
It's a lot easier to see in the putting because it's slower.
Oh, that's a good point. All right, hole 4. What's your play, Philo?
Wow. Yeah, hole 4 is a tricky shot for the righty backhand thrower. You got to crest this hill. There's not a lot of airspace. It's a lot easier for the lefty to attack and kind of penetrate and make the shape of the turn of the fairway more naturally. Queen gets a little high up there into the limbs. Jordan's trying to throw something really straight that's going to taper to the right once it gets to the top of the hill.
Yeah, he's throwing a drift here, which is hoping to do just that to the right.
That's looking good, and that's the tree to miss. So, yeah, just like most wooded courses, there's always a tree in the middle of the fairway that you're trying to miss. You know, I don't understand that concept, but, you know, that's kind of a theme that I think these disc golf designers kind of get themselves locked into. It's like, yeah, it's this perfect gap with this tree in the middle.
You're like, what? You have ruined the gap.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's this, Philo?
I'm throwing a DX rock, just playing for position, trying to get, you know, hopefully close to the top of the hill. I don't need to get all the way up there.
Brad's throwing that Proto Zeus again.
That thing's got to hook up a little bit wide through the gap. And caught something and shoved him even further to the left, so he's going to have a weird angle.
Nathan's second shot. Out of position here for the birdie, just trying to get out there.
Not necessarily. I mean, he could sneak something up there, but he didn't, you know. And it's, like you said, what happens when you play in the woods, right?
Yeah. Looking at Brad's second.
That would have not hit that. That probably would have skipped up into the green area.
Yeah, definitely had the right action. You going Firebird flick here?
No, I'm throwing a pretty beat-up destroyer, something kind of fast. I can stand it up. I was just really just poking and hoping out there because I'm not the greatest flick player, so don't ever anticipate, you know. My flick's always going where I'm aiming, you know.
That one did.
It wasn't bad.
No, not at all.
Gives me a look for a 3.
I guess the destroyer is going to give a little more glide to the right than the Firebird. Nice.
Firebird's too slow.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
For sure.
Nathan, that'll be his third. He's going to give him a chance to save the par here.
Absolutely.
Great third. Jordan, I believe his second.
Absolutely. Just kind of poking and hoping up there in the high window. Hopefully get a finish towards the basket. Looking at a inside or maybe just outside the circle.
I think he got just
outside the circle.
Yeah, like 40, 45 foot, somewhere in there. That was his trace again for the record. Here is Brad's third.
It's not an easy shot to do.
No. There's
high, floaty, body opposite direction.
Look at this window you got.
Just enough space and just enough of everything to get in there. Just barely.
just enough distance, just enough hyzer.
Push that thing in there.
It plays, man. Great hit, Philo.
Thanks, man.
That's a great birdie. Not everybody's getting this one, you know.
It's not a gimme birdie for the righty backhand thrower, that's for sure.
Yeah. Jordan to match.
Look at this guy.
Dude.
Nice and smooth.
Mm-hmm. It's so funny to see him just hit these two huge ones after donking the one-on-one, but that's putting, I guess.
I got 2 words for that putt, and that was apple pie.
Yeah.
You know, that was very smooth. He went straight back in 2, released in 1.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that rhythm.
Apple pie.
Apple pie. That's what I like to call it.
Nice, man.
I think good putters have that natural rhythm of I call it apple pie when you load your energy into releasing.
Yeah.
And you know, apple pie with my release, and the same thing with Jordan's.
I heard it called like kinetic linking, where you're like kind of linking all your movements in like the perfect chain. You guys, it's like it comes out real smooth looking.
Absolutely,
that's
what most athletic motion should look like.
Yeah, man. We'll kick it off to our sponsors.
Welcome to 2020. I just want to send a huge thank you out to all of our Innova throwers that have supported the Tour Series program. Every player on Team Star and Champion has a special signature disc available at the Innova Factory store and at retailers around the world. Huge part of what keeps us able to do what we love and be professional disc golfers out there on tour. So thank you so much for supporting it.
All right, huge thanks to Innova Champion Disc making this coverage possible, as well as sponsor our man Philo. Hole 5.
Yeah, I like hole 5. This is another rock shot. You could throw the flick up there. There's a whole lot of space for the lefty on this. It gets real skinny as the righty backhand throws the rock. There's, of course, the guardian tree in the middle of the fairway. Right up there past this big mature tree, and then there's the big mature tree just left of the basket that can also pimp your shot, so makes the line really skinny. Jordan kind of hung this one out there, but he got through everything, and it worked out okay.
Yeah, that was his theory, getting it pretty close. Like you said, you're going DX rock.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking go for the basket on this shot.
It's got the action for it, and there's a backstop.
Yep.
This is looking...
That tree right there, that's the one I want to cut. That was
one.
Tree number one.
You got 9 left, Philo. 9 left. Nathan?
Oh,
he missed this gap.
Sneaky.
Oh, my God.
Incredible.
Wow.
Well, that happens sometimes.
Yeah, you'll take it. That was an FD3. Brad looks like his Zeus again. Yep.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy play for the flick
It
thrower.
is that big gap the whole way, isn't it? You really got to push those trees on the left with that righty backhand.
Standing right on the circle, I believe.
Oh, yeah, looks like it.
Apple pie.
Philo putt. Perfect, man. Good hit.
Thanks, man. Sometimes it works.
Yeah. With you most of the time. Jordan from just a little bit closer. Keep that hot putter going.
There he goes.
Yep. High pro side. Doesn't count now. Missed the pickup. That's a shame. Brad coming back after that forehand went just a little bit long. Solid.
I kind of see the Matt Dollar reference
See it now?
there now.
Yeah.
But Matt's a little bit taller than Brad, so it looks a little different.
Yeah. Nathan making that skinny gap work.
Yep. The guy keeping our score called him Nate for the first 3 holes, and he kept turning around. It's Nathan.
He's all, Nathan, please.
I was like, I wonder how long this is going to last. He really doesn't like to be called Nate, ladies and
No,
gentlemen.
he doesn't.
He said there's enough Nates in the world, and his name is Nathan.
He's not wrong. They got Perkins, Sexton. Might as well be the Nathan on tour, you
Why
know?
not?
That's good branding. Hole 6. This one's a...
This is one of the classic marquee holes of the course,
Yeah.
hole 6 to par 5. You're going from the open, through the woods, back into the open, through the woods, back into the open, and then back into the woods. So there's a lot of trees. There's airspace out there. It seems like the right side of the fairway are the more fair for the righty backhand player. And if you're the lefty, you're going to kind of shake
Yeah.
the right and throw left. Yeah, you got to pick your poison. You really want to get through this first big gap off of the tee to really be able to attack for the birdie. Otherwise, you're playing for par. If you hit 2 trees, you're playing for bogey.
Jordan with the drift. And I feel like this gap wasn't even here for Worlds. This high one here, that you could throw. Everyone's going roller or over the top, I feel like.
I do remember the over-the-top play.
Remember that one?
I do.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but I remember that when I got there, I was looking up there high right and was like, that's not there anymore.
No, it is not.
So I'm just trying to throw that Falcon again and like bleed it in through the gap, and I just rolled over on a little too much.
Mm-hmm.
Not straight enough of an action there.
Nathan?
Yeah, this sets up beautifully for the lefty, though. I mean, he doesn't have to really shape the disc too much. He got a little slidey there past one of those trees, but yeah, it's just a pretty straight action for the lefty off the box.
Yeah. Once you're past that gap, you're stoked off the drive.
For sure, if you can get that far.
Yeah, for sure. Zeus from Brad.
And he rolls that one over a little bit.
Missed
Just
stuff.
drifting, still got through. Sneaky.
Wow. That did not look probable.
This is a layup for me. I'm not trying to get very far. I'm just trying to get into position to play the hole the same way I did when I got through.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
You know, just make sure I make my par.
Kind of get back on plan.
Yeah, play the shots I'm comfortable with, because it can end up like scramble central if you're not playing the shots you like to throw.
And Jordan almost hitting that gap, but he's going to be punished pretty severely. Looking at his third right now.
He's got a nice line here, though.
Yeah, he
Get
did.
up the fairway. And
It kind of bails out right here, thankfully.
yeah, that could have ended up badly if that hooked a little more.
We were paying with a local Patrick out here, and he likes to throw rollers on this one because it only goes like a foot deep in the stuff. You know, the air shot can get like 10, 15 feet there, but he's like,
Interesting.
I can always step out a roller. He says, and I really like that thought. Brad putting it up there pretty well.
Yeah, this is one of those holes. I wish I had a roller sometimes.
Yeah. Nathan.
Taking a big deep breath right before every shot, making sure he's comfortable and ready to go.
Ripping on that Sidewinder.
Look at that thing stand up and ride.
Yeah.
Well executed Sidewinder shot.
Yeah, keep it in the short stuff, too.
Mm-hmm.
Huge bonus there. Looks like a rock fellow.
Yeah, this is another layup. I just need to get into position again so I can attack the green and hopefully save a par. Just trying to keep it more on the right side.
I was going to wonder, yeah.
Early morning, not quite all fired and linked up yet. So
They got some good ground action there. I did not expect that of that rock.
yeah, I was thinking I'd be a lot shorter than that, but I got a little greasy there, so we'll take it.
Jordan throwing 4. He can save 6 from there. Long chance at the 5.
Yeah, it's a tough hole to save par if you hit something twice.
Yeah, accurate.
You can get away with one mistake usually on a par 5, but not 2.
Brad?
Trying to penetrate and get as far up the fairway as he can and kind of big bunny hop into the bush.
He'll be throwing 4 from out of there, I believe.
I'm going Champion Rock X3 here over stable mid-range. Kind of pick that gap on the outside, one hop, and hopefully...
that was going to skip in.
I was hoping something nice, but, there's always that last tree. That one's coming down, too.
I always love, picking gaps with you guys and figuring out which gap you're going to take. And that was definitely the ideal one you hit right there.
For sure.
Loved it. Nathan, tough footing there.
Yeah.
And here's where an air shot can get you on this hole.
It may look like Brad's trying to move the bush with his left arm, but he really wasn't. It looked like it from the side, he was trying to move stuff, but he was just getting his balance, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't actually touch anything.
Jordan just laying up. He'll take a 6. Nathan, I believe this is going to be for birdie.
Not enough want, as you would like to
look at this roll, man.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Super weird.
He's watching it, too. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. It landed almost nearly flat.
And there's no undulation on this green, so it's really confusing, for sure.
Yeah, that was one of the weirdest rolls I've seen in a while.
But he cleans it up nicely.
Yeah, that was nice to see. Shake off that weirdness.
No harm, no foul.
There you go. Here you are, looking for the same on a par save.
Yeah, 5 paces off the basket should be no problem.
Yeah.
The tree kick looked a lot worse than it was from back there.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? Yeah.
It's like, great, and I'm circle's edge or something. And no, I'm fine. It's hard to tell. The depth perception is tough on this hole.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's super flat. Jordan?
There's a lot of trees in the way.
There are. Clean up the 6 there.
That's actually a good 6, I mean, it's weird to say that, but sometimes on these par 5s, when there's so much stuff in the way and you having a hard time getting up and down the fairway, 6 is a good score.
Yeah, he struggled off the tee in that second shot, but then after that, kind of cleaned it up.
For sure.
Played a good hole. There's Nathan making good after a wild roll, saving his par. On to 7.
Yeah, hole 7's pretty righty-friendly here. One of the few on the course where you're really licking your chops as the righty. Backhand thrower, big spiking hyzer through that gap. The airspace is pretty thin. You got to get it up and out really quick, and that ceiling is challenging. So it's kind of like a flat upward swing, not like your traditional spiking hyzer action. So, yeah, it's a really touchy shot to get up there and get out.
It was really cool to see the actual line with the drone there.
Yeah, that's really where the airspace is.
Mm-hmm.
There's really nothing low. There's too many, trees in the way to try to navigate. And I got a nice little bounce and roll
Not
forward.
bad.
Not terrible.
Little
Side circle.
destroyer action?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time overstable destroyer.
Nathan going Mako 3. Tough lefty hole. Touchy.
Very impressed.
This is looking great.
Great angle. Nice smooth hold. Little tree love there and bang inside the circle. But the shot was well executed without the tree love.
It was, wasn't it? Brad? Oh, that's
He
yanked.
bust over on that one a little too hard, and it's going to have a long way to drag back.
I think that's his first backhand of the round. Kind of might, shaking off the rest on it. That was a nuke for the record. Jordan? So on a fireball.
Yeah, great line there. Nice and clean.
Late tree.
Yeah.
Looked like, yeah.
Can't anticipate those things, nor can you see them.
I know,
It's
right?
completely blind.
Yeah.
You're just throwing it out there, and then you're just hoping for the best, really.
And they're right in the line. Yeah. Brad just has to lay up for his par. And Jordan, another long look for another 2.
About 4 steps outside circle 1. This guy is feeling the flow with this birdie putter right now. He's just cruising outside the circle, inside the circle. After that first miss, he figured it out.
I've seen this before from him when he gets hot, and it is ridiculous.
I really don't like straddle putting much, but there it is.
Made it
in there
work.
for 2.
Yeah,
Not my favorite.
I feel you on that one. Nathan had the ace line, but I'll take a birdie instead.
Throws up the horns,
Yeah.
grabs another 2.
And gives the chain a shake.
Yeah, those chains are kind of funky sometimes. They kind of get stuck together, like some other baskets. No basket's perfect. But,
No. They kind of all got their pluses and minuses, right?
Here we go.
Nice, man.
That looked nice.
It did, didn't it?
Nice camera work there, boys.
Yeah, Petey Mara is killing it on the slow-mo. Hole 8. Oh, man. This is a 2 great shot, par 4.
Absolutely.
Even though it's only 582.
It's not the longest of holes. The landing zone is right there. You need to get to that opening in the tree so that you can have a direct look towards the target. It gets really tough to score a 3 if you end up short of that opening. You can, but the lines get super, super skinny. You really want to try to penetrate this hyzer gap here for the righty backhand, get a nice big flare skip, and end up on the left side of the fairway.
What's in your hands, Philo?
I'm throwing a destroyer. This is one of my Team Philo destroyers.
Nice.
I just got a shipment in, and this was a double stamped one, so I was like, why not? Let's toss that in the bag. And
That is perfect, buddy.
yeah, that felt really nice.
You see that little kiss you got?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, buddy.
Nice little skip and knurl.
Yeah.
Backspin.
Mm-hmm. Nathan's going Colt off the tee.
Nathan doesn't have to crush the fairway quite as far because he's a lefty, and the angle is actually going to be a little bit bigger the further back he is, unless if he rolls something in there, does something amazing, which he doesn't need to do. He plays a smart shot.
Jordan's flexing a fireball in there. It's a little overzealous, but
Not bad though. Actually, if you can kind of poke and hope and
Yeah.
scramble from there, it's not terrible.
you might not be able to throw your ideal shot, but you can find a backhand or a forehand from
Or
where he
something,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's not completely locked out.
Mm-hmm. Brad with the Zeus.
That's a much better backhand from Brad there.
Yeah, it was.
That looked nice.
Getting dialed in
A
quickly.
little bit short of my play, but he's got a great flick, so he's going to be fine.
Nathan, he is going Quasar for his second shot.
Don't hear that disc get called very
You
often.
do not.
See what I mean? His hyzer play was just real simple and boring. Almost flares it up there, and a little short of the skip-in attempt, but it was pretty stress-free for him from even 70 feet behind me.
Mm-hmm. Brad going that Zeus again.
Same thing. There's so much space back there for that play.
Yeah, as long as they hit that gap, it's just
Yeah.
going to be good.
Yep.
They both hit that
You don't
gap
have to-
beautifully.
Yeah, I'm trying to go putter up here. It's something I've been working on, challenging myself to. Not my strength, but got to work on it if you want to get better.
Yeah, for sure.
A little bit low, though. Needed some more airspace to finish that swing in towards the target. I'll be about 5 paces outside the circle.
Yep. Had everything else just, like you said, just lacking that height. Jordan is going Entropy on his second.
That's a really nice flick from him.
Wasn't that sick? I didn't know he had that in him, man.
I mean, that was so well. And that looked like a mid-range or a putter or something.
It was, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's incredible. I can't do that.
Mm-mm.
Not with a slow disc, no.
Incredible touch. Here you are for the birdie.
Just not centered enough. Good height, good speed, but pushed it outside a little bit.
Nathan went a little long right, coming back.
No problem.
Just drop her in,
Throwing up some more horns.
giving that chain a shake. He does it after every 2. He says, throws the horns, gives the chain a shake. I asked him about it. He said, I don't know, I just started doing it, so I kept doing it.
Okay.
All right. ¿Por qué no? Brad with another good putt, and Jordan capitalized on that great second shot.
Yeah, I'm still over there thinking about that missed putt.
Oh,
I know I should be making those. That's why.
Yeah.
Wide open.
and it's got hurt up that drive was
Yeah,
so
perfect.
choice,
Yeah.
man.
I feel like that's kind of been an issue for me lately, is wasting really good drives, getting myself in position and then not converting the birdie.
He is trimming the grass with that putter, man. Did you see that?
I did.
I see, you're just seeing it coming up. He does that straddle and hits like a little thorny bush and then switches to the stagger because he brings it
Messed
down
up
so
his
low.
rhythm, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's tough, Philo.
Yeah, hole 9 is not friendly for the righty backhand thrower unless if you've got a wicked roller, something really understable that's going to make it up through that gap and then just start boogieing to the right. Gravity's going to pull the disc down there. It starts to slope down the grade. The lefty's got a pretty straightforward shot if he can make it through the main gap.
Yeah.
He pulls this one out there a little bit wide, and good thing it all filters that direction. It's really like no problem. Look at that. I mean, he didn't even throw the shot right, and he's still just barely outside circle 1. Yeah. But the righty backhand player does not have that luxury. He's got to throw an amazing shot to even get near where Nathan is right now.
Yeah, Jordan's going to try with the drift. Hopefully. Oh, he's going roller.
He's going roller, and he gets that one a little bit too stood up, and it's going to take a little too long to finish the turn, and kind of bounces into the garbage about 160 feet from the bucket.
That bush is a collector. Avenger SS from Brad.
He's got a great roller game, but this also is just a little bit too stood up. You really want to get that nose bending right a little earlier.
But he kind of missed so bad it wasn't.
But he came around the backside.
It's good again.
I mean, it's good for a 3.
Yeah,
I mean,
is.
He's 80 feet from the basket, straight downhill, maybe further, 90 feet. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to run that putt unless if you're Ricky Wysocki or something.
Yeah.
And for some silly reason, I decided, I threw a decent one in practice. Let's try it.
Is it a destroyer?
No, this is a beat-up Wraith.
Beat-up Wraith, okay.
And even worse than the other guys, I never got the disc to turn to the right, and then I'm going the complete wrong direction.
And hits nothing on all the way to this garbage. And it got super deep in the garbage, too.
Yeah, so all I can do is just try to throw some miracle roller out of there, and that didn't help. And I'm back in the garbage again.
Yeah. Well, how does this look over here?
I kind of had a couple of windows to choose from how I wanted to get there, and I opted with the hyzer. Just seemed like the smartest play.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well. Save a 4 from there, most likely.
Yeah, not ideal.
No. Yeah.
The hole you want to take your 3 and move on if you're the righty backhand.
Jordan trying to do
forcing the issue.
Just that.
Smart layup there. Be seeing a similar out of Brad. Kind of a slow, floaty bit at it. Hopefully, there you go.
That's eventually.
And wide open look for Nathan.
Yep.
This would be a bonus for him if he can knock it in there.
That'd be a grade 2. I mentioned earlier about the body not letting you do what you want to do. That was that one right there.
Yep.
I love the thumbs up.
You probably just knew he never committed to it.
Yeah, that's what he said. I forget, somebody called that a very aggressive layup.
Yeah.
Good
Very
bogey
aggressive.
save, man. That's a tourniquet putt for sure.
Yeah, you don't want to take doubles out here, that's for sure. You're definitely never catching up then.
Jordan with a good putt for the 3. Brad, hopefully doing the same here. I mean, you could par this hole every round of the tourney and win-win. You know, it's not going to kill your game.
You're gaining strokes on the majority of the field, making par on this hole. It's real easy to kick some trees and that upshot get away from you and catch a roll and end up 40, 50 feet away. So par's not a bad score on hole 9.
Not at all, as Brad makes good on his.
Well, that was 9 holes, went pretty quick.
Didn't they, man? Yeah. Good times out here at Marine State Park. That's all we got for part 1, guys. We'll catch you in part 2. Thanks for watching.